Okay. Good afternoon, everyone, and I'm sorry for the delay. We've had a bit of technical issues. So thank you so much for being here. I'm joined today by my colleague Travis Taves, President of Treasury Board and Minister of Finance, as well as Sonia Fox, Director of Education for the Alberta region of Enriched Academy, Kevin Maynard, Vice President, Canadian Foundation for Economic Education, and Melissa Frum, President and CEO of Junior Achievement Southern Alberta, as well as Sandra Palazzo, Board Chair, Edmonton Catholic School District. Thank you again for all being here at St. Joseph Catholic High School in Edmonton. And I want to give a shout out to the students. You may not see them, they're off to the side here. There was a social class that I had the pleasure of answering a few questions for. I also want to thank Principal Fee and staff and students for hosting us today for this announcement. I'm pleased to be here to announce the extra steps Alberta's government is taking to help our students succeed today and into the future. Now more than ever, it is essential to understand how money works, and it's never too early to learn important skills such as how to save, borrow, budget, and invest. In fact, the earlier Albertans start to understand these concepts, the more opportunity they will have to prosper in their personal and professional lives. That's why we are investing $5 million into financial literacy programming for students in grades 3 to 12 over the next 3 years. As part of the Alberta at Work initiative, we're increasing funding to 3 organizations to expand reach and enhance student financial knowledge and training. To do this, we are extending the 2021-22 school year grant agreements with Enriched Academy and the Canadian Foundation for Economic Education for the next 3 years. So for the next 3 years, they will receive $900,000 per year and $500,000 per year, respectively. This grant funding will allow them to expand their comprehensive financial literacy programming for students in grades 7 to 12, and to continue working with schools to educate students on topics such as money management, budgeting, credit, student loans, and so much more. They will also provide teachers and school leaders with professional learning opportunities, including additional resources to facilitate financial literacy learning. Both organizations have a successful track record of delivering financial literacy programming to students across Alberta and also right across Canada. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank them for the fantastic work they have done and will continue to do. As I mentioned earlier, it's never too early to build these skills, and that's why we are also enhancing financial literacy programming for Alberta's younger learners. We are giving Junior Achievement $250,000 per year over the next 3 years to work with teachers to provide students in grades 3 to 6 with hands-on, experiential financial literacy programming, work readiness, and entrepreneurship education. Junior Achievements programming will align with financial literacy learnings in the new K-6 phys ed, physical education and wellness curriculum, which is being implemented in classrooms this fall. And teachers will have the flexibility to decide how best to use financial literacy resources to meet the diverse learning needs of their students. Junior Achievement is a highly regarded organization with a strong history and presence in Alberta classrooms. And I know they will continue to deliver excellent and essential programming to our elementary students. We know that parents want their children to learn tangible, practical skills that will help them in today's changing world. And we promised an updated K-6 curriculum with a strong foundation in financial literacy. For the very first time, our renewed K-6 curriculum will teach students about financial literacy in every grade. And financial literacy will continue to be a priority as we draft Alberta's grades 7 to 12 curriculum. Through this initiative, we are building on the already successful programming offered by these 3 organizations. And after participating in their programming, students often report 2 things. First, they feel more comfortable with money, and secondly, they are more prepared for the future. We owe it to our students to help them prepare for the challenges they currently face and for the realities that they will face. We want to make sure every student has the opportunity to succeed in Alberta's dynamic job market, and financial literacy is key to achieving that. Each year, this programming will give more than 360,000 students a better understanding of real-world financial problems. But most importantly, it will give them the tools to overcome these problems, and it will help them transition successfully into life after high school. I'm confident that by working together, we can help empower Alberta's next generation with the much-needed financial knowledge and skills for personal and professional success. And now I would like to turn it over to Minister Taves to say a few words. So thank you for being here again.
Well, thank you, Minister LaGrange. It's really a pleasure to be here making another announcement addressing financial literacy. Last year, we provided significant funding to improve access to financial literacy education and allow students across the province to gain these essential life skills. Now, as you've heard from the Education Minister, I'm very pleased to say that Budget 2022 expands our investment in this important area. We want to see more Alberta youth actively involved in building a healthy understanding of money management so they can maintain financial confidence and security throughout their lives. From deciding to spend or save their first allowance, depositing their first paycheck, and budgeting for college or university, a first house, or another significant investment, the lessons students learn early on will help them build a strong financial foundation. And this is why it's paramount to ensure schools can support students in setting off on this lifelong journey in financial literacy by helping them learn key concepts in money management and essential financial skills as they transition into adulthood. As Alberta's Finance Minister, I can say the principles in finance that are required to effectively budget for the province are similar principles that will be taught through our education system. Principles such as know your financial situation, prepare a budget, understand how credit works, and maintain good credit. Don't spend more than you make. And if you need to borrow, borrow only for tangible assets and borrow wisely. The dollar amounts may change, but the principles remain the same. And this is a lifelong process. Financial literacy is certainly not one course. Understanding personal finance requires a lifetime of learning experience and an examination of the many decisions that we all make every day. But with the right start, we can help young people develop a healthy understanding of personal finances that will contribute to financial well-being throughout their lives. Again, I'm very pleased that with Budget 2022, we're able to further strengthen the delivery of financial literacy education in Alberta schools. Quality education is key to Albertans' personal and professional well-being, and supporting this type of programming is an essential part of our effort to ensure Albertans have opportunities to build their skills, pursue their passions, and support themselves and their families. So now I'd like to welcome Edmonton Catholic School District Chair Sandra Palazzo to the podium to bring some remarks. Sandra.
Thank you, Minister Taves. Good afternoon, everyone. Minister LaGrange, Minister Taves, honorable guests, Principal Feehan staff, and of course, students, the reason that we're here today. On behalf of the Edmonton Catholic School Division and our Board of Trustees, it is my pleasure to welcome you to St. Joseph Catholic High School for this important announcement. You know, on Monday, I had the privilege of attending the Provincial Christian Prayer Breakfast. And at that breakfast, some inspirational messages were shared. One of them being about moving forward collectively after experiencing the chaos COVID has brought to our lives. But what is truly extraordinary is that despite the chaotic times we faced, our staff and our students never lost focus of learning. And so it comes as no surprise that one of our teachers right here at St. Joe's has done just that. Cindy Rapoli used Enriched Academy to teach financial literacy this year as part of the Career and Life Management course for grade 11 students. Not only were students taught about money management, understanding credit, saving, and investing, something that I wish I would have been taught when I was in school, as having been financially literate back then may have meant I could have retired long ago and enjoy the perks of financial literacy today. And so it's without question that learning this important life skill at a young age is beneficial for our youth to prosper financially as adults. Students themselves commented that financial literacy has made them more aware of being financially responsible and admitted that learning to be financially accountable at an early age is an important skill that will serve them well in the future and set them up for success. It is impressive that our educators strive to link in-school learning with the practical realities of life outside of school in order to enhance both student engagement and information retention. Given the wide-ranging impact money has on the lives of us all, employing this approach is especially important when teaching financial literacy. By providing a basic and practical understanding of finances to students will help them build a solid foundation that they can rely on when making important money decisions at home and in their personal lives. At Edmonton Catholic Schools, teachers do just that. They ensure student learning is practical and relevant by welcoming opportunities such as this to integrate resources on financial literacy within their COM, health, CTS, and CTF classrooms. It is impressive that approximately 30 teachers in our division, including right here at St. Joseph Catholic High School, use Enriched Academy's resources for students in grades 7 to 12. The resources provided use concrete and current examples to teach students in order to successfully achieve the outcomes outlined in Alberta Education's programs of studies. Students appreciate the practical, hands-on approach to building their understanding and developing their skill within this fundamental area of knowledge. The educational focus on financial literacy is extremely important as our children and students have grown up in a time in history when finances and economic realities are front and center, and which are referenced daily in every aspect of their lives. Our students go to school to ensure success. They take up jobs, practice professions, or even start their own businesses so they can earn money. But when we reflect, whether it be K-12, college, trade school, or whatever post-secondary route students may choose, which institution makes them capable of managing their hard-earned money? It is difficult to say. And so this initiative to teaching students basic financial management principles and applying them in their day-to-day life is a skill that will empower our students to become independent and self-sufficient adults, and who, as potential future entrepreneurs of our province, will make smart and well-informed decisions. And so we wish to take the opportunity to extend our gratitude and applaud Minister LaGrange, Minister Tays, and the Government of Alberta for taking this important step in promoting financial literacy to helping our youth achieve a more stable financial future by having the knowledge and skill to make confident economic, financial decisions, and for ensuring they will have the skills and the tenacity to be responsible, entrepreneurial citizens. Thank you. And at this time, I am delighted to introduce Kevin Maynard from the Canadian Foundation for Economic Development.
Thank you, Sandra. Ministers, invited guests, education colleagues, most importantly, students and friends. Thank you for inviting us here today to be part of this exciting announcement. Gary Rabior, our president, and our entire board of directors and team members from across Canada, including Deb Vance, who is here with me today, are honored to be a part of this exciting opportunity to make a difference here in Alberta. The importance of improving financial capability and literacy goes beyond merely learning or gaining knowledge. Truly, it is about using that knowledge effectively with confidence and competence to make good decisions that are right for each of us as individuals, when and where those decisions mean something in our lives. It is about effectively using that information to make decisions that are appropriate for our individual circumstances, when and where our own life events require that we demonstrate that capability. Whether it's calculating interest on credit card debt and understanding the cost of only making a minimum payment on an outstanding balance, understanding the difference between a need and a want, or choosing a financial institution that has a product range that meets our needs. All concepts that we need to understand when those decisions are relevant in our day-to-day lives. Too early means that the information has no impact. Too late, and the damage may already be done. As educators, we need to aim for that sweet spot to make the learning relevant and impactful. Research clearly shows a strong link between financial health and physical and mental health. Prolonged periods of financial stress and anxiety are significantly impacting the lives of many Canadians, particularly in the last few years with the impact of changes on our global economy, not to mention the pandemic and now the conflict in Ukraine. In contrast, making financial decisions that enable one to stay in control of their finances, avoid stress and anxiety, live within their means, set goals, make plans to achieve them, and establish a strong sense of self-confidence and self-efficacy all help to lead happier, healthier, well-balanced lives. Efforts to improve the financial literacy of our youth, then, is vitally important, not only to make good, informed financial decisions, but to know how to stay in control of their financial lives, setting goals, knowing where money is going, working within a budget, making trade-offs, living within our means, and setting manageable debt limits. The Canadian Foundation for Economic Education, commonly referred to as CFE, commends the work of so many to help improve financial literacy and capability, thereby supporting efforts for Albertans of all ages sustain good financial and mental health and avoid persistent financial stress and anxiety in their lives. We are particularly proud of the work that has begun with our new Building Futures in Alberta program, with funding in part from the Government of Alberta and our partners. And we are excited that this announcement builds upon that foundation. We believe that this program will help teachers make a significant contribution to helping Alberta youth to build happy, healthy financial futures. With this announcement, CFE will continue to collaborate with Alberta Education and our private sector partners over the next 3 years to support improved financial literacy in the province and expand both the scope and depth of our Building Futures in Alberta program. The new funding will provide a continuously updated, enhanced, and expanded suite of resources and programs to support teachers, students, and financial education in general for grades 7 through 12 in both English and French. It will also enable us to offer increased opportunities to offer culturally appropriate learning opportunities to Indigenous peoples throughout the province. Our own independent research at CFE, with over 6,000 young Canadians just like you, indicated that they were looking to 2 sources of information to help them on their financial literacy journey. No, not the internet nor Twitter. Rather, overwhelmingly, they were looking to their parents or guardians and their teachers for help. They wanted information and dialogue. They want to learn, to discuss, and to relate this information in a safe and legitimate environment that is based on fact, not fiction. They want to learn and they want to share. They want to be engaged. I find that reassuring, and today's announcement by the Minister helps to respond to that desire of young Canadians, young Albertans. It provides the funding and programs to equip teachers throughout the province to help make a difference, to help give young people the confidence and competence to be financially capable. Again, thank you for the opportunity. We all have work to do, and with your support, Minister, CFE is ready for the challenge. And it gives me great pleasure now to introduce Sonia Fox from the Enriched Academy.
Thank you. So just to introduce myself, my name is Sonia Fox. I'm a teacher, actually. I've been teaching for just about 20 years, middle school and high school here in Alberta. Last year, I was introduced to Enriched Academy while teaching finance in business class to grade 10, 11, and 12 students in Okotoks at Foothills Composite High School, and we loved it. For my students, they found the program to be entertaining, inspiring, and led to really great discussions. For me as a teacher, I found it extremely helpful that the content was factual, Canadian, unbiased, and accurate. So trying to sometimes find financial literacy content online was very time-consuming, and a lot of it was American-based. So when I found Enriched Academy, I was very proud and confident that I could use this within my classroom. Enriched Academy is very easy to use. We have online modules, videos, quizzes, assignments, a number of interactive tools that students can use to strengthen their knowledge. It really is a great opportunity for teachers to be able to deliver financial education in their classrooms. After using the program, I became a bit of a champion, and I reached out to Enriched Academy and asked, how could I reach more students and more teachers across the province and even in our neighboring provinces? So shortly after I joined Enriched Academy, and thanks to the grant from Alberta Education last year, we were able to expand the program considerably. We created some new modules and a new program for grades 7 to 9 students called Smart Start, and we added more content for grade 10, 11, and 12 students as well. So I'm really proud to say that I've had the privilege of working with every public and separate school board across the province, many of our private and chartered schools, and homeschool parents as well. With this 3-year commitment from Alberta Education, we'll be able to help even more teachers and students across the province, giving school divisions and teachers certainty that our resource will be there for them to help. We will be creating customized content for COM, CTS, and math students at the high school. And this is all based on feedback from teachers and students. So we listen to what teachers and students are asking for and be able to add that to our content. We are developing a customized program for all graduating students in Alberta, giving them lifetime access to their own personal account that will help manage their personal financial goals as they move forward into the next stage of their life. Even our current grads, our 2022 grads, are able to have this lifetime account. So please reach out and let us know how we can help your grads for this year. If you're not using the program yet as a teacher or as a student, I encourage you to reach out to our team, enrichedacademy.com, or directly myself. We're here to help. We have a great event happening on May 12th. It's a Canada-wide conference where teachers and students are able to choose one of our 11 30-minute sessions. This is a great kickoff to introduce to the program to your students, or even wrap up if you've already started using it. So I'm personally very excited for the work ahead. I'm excited to be able to continue this work for the next 3 years, and very thankful to our government for providing this opportunity. Thank you. And now I'd like to introduce Melissa from JA.
It's almost mean to ask someone to introduce me and they have to say Melissa from. I'm so thrilled to be here today representing Junior Achievement in the province of Alberta. Junior Achievement is the world's largest organization dedicated to giving young people the knowledge and skills they need to own their own economic success, to plan for their future, and to make smart academic and economic choices. For over 60 years, Junior Achievement has provided financial literacy, work readiness, and entrepreneurship training in the province of Alberta through 2 chapters, Junior Achievement of Northern Alberta, run by Jennifer Martin, and Junior Achievement of Southern Alberta, run by myself. Our organizations work with school boards across the province, reaching diverse students in rural, Indigenous, Francophone, and urban communities. We are proud of how we support Alberta's educators and serve the young people in our province. We've built a community by bringing experienced business professionals into the classroom, which gives students direct contact with the world of business. We've fostered meaningful relationships with school boards, educators, and parents, addressing needs within the communities with a global solution with a local taste. We've continued to refine our programming so students receive world-class financial literacy education with long-standing alignment with the curriculum. And most importantly, we've made an impact. This year alone, we will work with over 50,000 students across the province of Alberta, and we'll continue to do more. Financial literacy education transcends politics. It's a foundational skill that contributes to positive self-esteem, self-efficacy, mental health, and it builds on the entrepreneurial spirit that we know is inherent in every young Albertan. Through our partnership with the provincial government, we will continue to increase our student reach so that educators and students can benefit from the resources that complement the financial literacy curriculum included in the physical education and wellness for kindergarten through grade 6. Youth empowerment is JA's social purpose, and it's our reason for existence. We live and we breathe this stuff every day in classrooms across this province, and we know that this is a passion that is shared by parents, educators, and government. Our goal is to ensure that every student has access to programming and resources so that the next generation of young people can achieve their full potential. We're grateful to the Government of Alberta and our many community partners for the support of this initiative. Thank you to the educators who have welcomed us into their classrooms for 60 years. Abraham Lincoln said that the best way to predict the future is to create it. And we are so excited to be a part of creating the future for the province of Alberta, ensuring that our young people have the financial literacy and the economic empowerment they need to succeed.
Thank you, ministers and distinguished guests. We'll now go to media questions. We'll start in the room today and then go to the phone lines. As a reminder, media can ask one question and one follow-up question.
Hi there, Janet French from the CBC. I wanted to ask you about Bill 15 now that it's passed. The Alberta Teachers Association has expressed concerns about the timelines for implementing this new commissioner to take over disciplining teachers. They're saying that 7 months is way too short of a period to establish the commission and transfer those files over, and that it shows that you have a lack of understanding of how complex this process is. I'm just wondering what you say to their comments.
I have a very realistic understanding of what the process is in setting this office up. They had indicated that we couldn't put this legislation together either, and that is incorrect. We have managed to put together a very comprehensive, very well thought out piece of legislation. It is, I'm thrilled to see it pass yesterday through third reading, and I am very confident in my department. I have exemplary people in my department that are committed to this process and to ensuring that we set up the office of the commissioner in the most appropriate and timely manner. So I'm confident we'll get it done.
So given your previous activities and involvement in pro-life campaigns, I wanted to know what pressure you have put on your cabinet colleagues since you assumed office to limit or restrict the access to abortions in Alberta, and what changes you would like to see in that regard.
There has been no pressure put on. It's well documented, and I have very strong views on this particular issue, and they are informed actually by the fact that I was privileged to have a younger brother who was born with Down syndrome, many of whom nowadays would say he did not deserve to live, and I take a contrary view to that. So I do believe in the sanctity of life, but I have put no pressure on any of my colleagues whatsoever. And the issue that has been raised recently is happening down in the United States. The abortion issue is a federal issue here in Canada, and that's what I would say to that question. Thank you, Janet.
Thank you, Minister. Any other media in the room?
Hello, François Joly, Radio-Canada. I have a question adjacent to financial literacy. I've been talking to physical education specialists. As you know, financial literacy is part of the phys ed curriculum. And they're worried about the fact that that's a whole block of knowledge and content that has to be taught in addition to what they were doing before, and they're worried there's not actually enough time in a week or in a school year to go through all that material. So is there something that they're supposed to teach less in order to make space for that?
Well, as you know, we had a number of school authorities across the province piloting the financial literacy as part of the Phys Ed and Wellness draft that came out last year. We have not heard that. We have, in fact, heard that it has been beneficial, and as you have heard from the other speakers here today, that they're having good collaboration with teachers, and really the resources, as long as the resources and supports are there. My understanding from what I've been told is that we do have enough time for the physical education portion as well as the wellness portion, which is often considered the health portion. So my understanding is, yes, we do have the time.
And school authorities right now are putting together, most of them, like workshops, training sessions for teachers. However, they're not all equal in terms of resources, access to replacement teachers, if they have to pull out those teachers to participate in those trainings, and some of them are kind of trying to figure out how they're going to apply the curriculum. For one example being financial literacy, like who is actually going to have to teach it and at which moment. Aren't we going to have kind of a patchwork rollout of the curriculum if not all school divisions have the same power to prepare for it for September?
Well, all the school authorities do have the same ability to prepare for it for September. Obviously, they'll approach it differently within their school authorities. We have indicated that we're providing $59 million over the course of this upcoming school year to implement all three of the new curriculum items, which is English Language Arts in kindergarten to grade 3, mathematics in kindergarten to grade 3, and of course physical education and wellness kindergarten to grade 6. As you heard from the other speakers that were here, the products and the resources that are available through Enriched Academy as well as the CFE and Junior Achievement, those are all products that are easily accessible, user-friendly. Again, our department collaborates with school authorities as well as the consortia, which does professional development, the College of Alberta School Superintendents as well. We're doing everything in our power to ensure that school authorities have the supports, the resources, the dollars available to them to ensure that if they need substitute teachers, et cetera, that is all part of that $59 million we're providing. But again, ultimately, it lies within the school authority to make sure that that is accessible to the teachers themselves.
Thank you, Minister. Do we have any other media in the room? Just a reminder to any media that may be online, please make sure to press *1. Operator, do we have any calls online?
There are no questions on the phone at this time.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Unless there's anyone else in the room, then that is all of our time for today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being part of this announcement, and thank you to the students that stayed. Really appreciate it.